And welcome back to the North Greenville Sports Network, ready for some Wednesday afternoon softball as it's the Battle of the Crusaders. Belmont Abbey getting ready to take on North Greenville here at Jan McDonald Field, the new softball complex, getting its tryouts for the 2015-2016 Lady Crusader softball season. Grace Sutton alongside Dave Parsons getting ready to bring you a softball game today. And Dave, Belmont Abbey's made the trip down. Conference Carolinas action between these two teams.
Yeah, it should be a good game today. Looking up the record of both teams, looks like they're pretty much evenly matched. The wind is definitely blowing in the face of the batters, but it should be a really good game this afternoon.
And that was a problem in the Carson-Newman game where the wind was blowing in toward home plate. It's doing the same thing here today. So it's going to be hard to hit a home run out of here. First pitch, a ball. On the mound for North Greenville, number 21, Carson O'Donnell. Second straight pitch outside, so ball two. We'll bring you the Belmont Abbey batters as soon as we can get a lineup. And O'Donnell struggling to find the zone. Well, she's able to find the zone that time. Called strike. Two and one count from O'Donnell. And this one misses low and inside, ball three. It's a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Called strike two, outside edge. It's going to be a full count. The leadoff hitter for Belmont Abbey. The payoff, this one hit into right center and will be caught by the second baseman for NGU, number 8, Haley Gray, for the first out of the inning. That was a 0-0, Mackenzie Zenzel batting leadoff for Belmont Abbey. So first out as Zenzel flies out to second base. O'Donnell will now go to work on the second spot hitter. Ball one, already fired in. Trying to put down the bunt, but pulls it back, called strike. Next pitch, also a strike. O'Donnell gets ahead in the count 1-2. And it is number 9, Brooke Pegram at the plate. Swings a slow dribbler right over to first, and an easy out for the first baseman for NGU, number 13, Morgan Herlong. So two down for Belmont Abbey here in the opening frame of this ball game. O'Donnell on the mound for NGU. Third spot hitter for Belmont Abbey stepping in. O'Donnell fires. Called strike one on the inside corner. And O'Donnell fires one right down the middle. Strike two. O'Donnell in a favorable count, 0-2. And ball one misses outside. Now the 1-2 on the way. Hit off the end of the bat, fouled back to the screen. Count still 1-2. This one, a slow dribbler past third base, foul. 2 outs for O'Donnell, still in a favorable count, 1-2. Here's the pitch, and ball 2 outside. O'Donnell fires again. This one fouled off the end of the bat over the first base side. O'Donnell in a fight to try and get this 3rd out. We'll try again on the 1-2. Got her swinging. And it's 3 up, 3 down for Belmont Abbey in the top of the first. That was number 12, Selena Thompson. So 3 outs for Belmont Abbey, and we'll turn it over and head to the bottom of the first and see what North Greenville can do in their opening set here on the North Greenville Sports Network.
North Greenville did quick work in the top of the first inning. Let's see what their bats can do now. Get a good look at the defense for Belmont Abbey as they are huddled and ready for the first pitch coming up.
Got the freshman lefty on the mound for Belmont Abbey, number 16, Laura Williams, out of Rollsville, North Carolina. She'll face the leadoff hitter for North Greenville, and it's number 14, Greer Kilman. And strike 1 to Kilman from Williams to open up the bottom half of the first to North Greenville. The 0-1 bounces to the plate in the turf for ball 1. Count evened up at 1 to Kilman. Williams on the mound for Belmont Abbey. Here's the pitch. And right to third. Bounces off the third baseman's glove, and Kilman will reach first. And they will count that as a hit. So an infield single for Kilman will put a runner on first for North Greenville, nobody out. And a first pitch strike from Williams. Gets in there. And this is the shortstop for North Greenville today, number 6, Kelsey Rivers. An 0-1 count to Rivers. Tries to get down the bunt. She will. Only play at first is for Belmont Abbey. They will take the force out over there, and Kilman will move up to second. So with 1 out here in the bottom of the first, Rivers is retired. Kilman now stands at second on the sacrifice. Now batting third in this lineup, the third baseman, Megan Johnson. Swings at the first pitch and misses. Strike 1. Johnson digs back in to face Williams. Here's the pitch. Strike two, works that inside edge and gets the call. Williams able to get ahead in the count 0-2. The 0-2 to Johnson. Off the end of the bat and fair ball into left field. Here comes Kilman around home and she will score. So Johnson with the RBI single will score Kilman from second, and North Greenville leads it here in the bottom of the first, 1-0. Well, that was just fair, and it went far enough into the outfield to allow Kilman to score. Now the right fielder, Kate Lee, steps in, swings at the first pitch, fouls it up over the first base side. So strike one to Lee, with Johnson standing on first, one down here in the bottom of the first. North Greenville just grabbed the lead off of Johnson, RBI single to left. They lead it 1-0. Pitch on the way from Williams. Fouled back to the backstop, strike two. Williams ahead in the count to Lee. Here's the 0-2. And this one misses upstairs, ball one. One-two count, one down here in the bottom of the first. Williams fires, and Lee swings at this one well into left field. Back to the fence, off the fence. Johnson around second, on to third. Here comes Lee up to second as the ball gets relayed back into the infield. And it will be a double for Lee. Two runners in scoring position for NGU. Now a big opportunity for the first baseman, Morgan Herlong, to bat in a couple more runners as Belmont Abbey will have a mound visit around Williams.
Rather early in the game, but Belmont Abbey has a pitcher warming up in the bullpen already. I noticed that she's been up there for actually since the start of the game, so I think they were kind of apprehensive about this left-handed pitcher against the North Greenville batters, but she looks like she's just about ready in case they need to switch pitchers.
For the moment, they leave Laura Williams in. Runners on second and third for NGU. And Morgan Herlong in the box. Williams fires, and this one a slow roller right to first, and foul. They retire Herlong. Runner still on second and third. Now there's two outs. Well, after that, we'll have a left fielder, Jordan Farmer. A 1-0 count to Farmer. Make it 2-0 as this one rolls to the plate. So Farmer will have the opportunity if she can make contact. The 2-0 to Farmer. Up high, 3-0. A favorable count to Farmer, 3-0. Runners on second and third still. Here's the 3-0. And Williams able to get this one in the zone for strike one. Next pitch, this one hit well to center, but hanging up there and caught by the shortstop for Belmont Abbey to end the inning. Selena Thompson will retire the side. North Greenville leaves 2 stranded. They tack on a run, though. So NGU up over Belmont Abbey here early through 1 inning on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here on the North Greenville Sports Network, top of the second, due up for Belmont Abbey, Jenna Reisenauer, Sloan McPeak, and Danny Marietta. O'Donnell on the mound, fires a first pitch strike to Reisenauer. And 2 quick strikes from O'Donnell will have her ahead in the count. And this one well hit to left. Lots of carry over this one and just pushed foul. Reisenauer was able to get underneath that one and push it to left. Just on the wrong side of the foul pole. North Greenville 15-12 overall. 2-2 in conference play. As this pitch misses outside 1-2. Belmont Abbey 9-19 overall. And O'Donnell able to get Reisenauer swinging outside the zone for the first out. Belmont Abbey 3-5 in Conference Carolinas. So with 1 out, North Greenville leading by 1. O'Donnell fires the first pitch outside, ball 1 to Sloan McPeak, number 8, the third baseman today for Belmont Abbey. Next pitch, this one hit well into right and foul ball. Kate Lee over in right today for NGU, tracking that one. Also in the outfield, you got Greer Kilman in center, and in left, Jordan Farmer. O'Donnell on the mound, Rivers at short, Johnson over at third, Harrelong at first, and Haley Gray at second. This pitch up high, got her to chase it for strike 2. This is McPeak. And she hits this one right back to the pitcher, flip to first, and that will retire McPeak for the second out. So with 2 down, we'll move to the 6th spot hitter, the left fielder, Danny Marietta. O'Donnell already with 2 outs this inning. Called strike 1 to Marietta. O'Donnell fires the 0-1. This one up high for a ball, leaving the count up at 1-1. And O'Donnell struggling a little bit, misses again for ball 2. Fires the 2-1. This one lifted into shallow left in foul territory and just past Johnson. That'll be a second strike against Marietta. 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. O'Donnell on the mound for NGU, facing Danny Marietta. O'Donnell fires off the end of the bat, foul to the backstop, and Marietta hangs on with a 2-2 count. We'll try again. Here's the 2-2. This one, a slow roller right to third. Johnson has trouble fielding it and will not have a throw. Marietta will reach safely. A 2-out single in the infield. That will extend the inning for Belmont Abbey. We'll move to the 7th spot. O'Donnell will fire the first pitch, swung on, fouled over the third base side from Lauren Clifford, first base today for Belmont Abbey. Strike 1 to Clifford. O'Donnell will fire the 0-1. This one up high for a ball, leaving it up at 1-1. On the season, O'Donnell with a 4.35 ERA for North Greenville. This one right to Gray at second will hang up there for her to record the 3rd out of the inning. So after Clifford flies out to second, after the 2-out single from Marietta, they leave 1 stranded, and we'll head to the bottom of the 2nd and see what North Greenville can do.
Both teams are showing good defense. Pitchers are right on the target today. They're not letting this wind bother their pitches at all.
And it will be the pitcher O'Donnell starting things off in the bottom 2nd. She'll be followed by the catcher Morgan Roach, and then the designated hitter Morgan Milam up next here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here on the North Greenville Sports Network, Laura Williams on the mound for Belmont Abbey here in the bottom of the 2nd. North Greenville leading 1-0 after getting the opening score courtesy of an RBI single from Megan Johnson. Scored Greer Kilman. A swing by the first pitch will retire the pitcher O'Donnell, who led things off this inning. That will be the first out, and Williams only needs one pitch to retire her counterpart O'Donnell. And so now with one out already for Belmont Abbey. In the 8th spot, number 16, Morgan Roach. Roach swings at the first pitch and fouls this one off. Strike one to Roach. Roach on the season, batting .226 for NGU. Williams fires the 0-1. And called strike two. Roach falls behind 0-2. And Williams looking a lot more comfortable here in the bottom of the second. She'll fire, and called strike three will catch Roach looking. So 2 up, 2 down so far for North Greenville after Williams starting to settle in and hit a rhythm. And this will bring up the DH, number 3, Morgan Milam. Williams fires to her, first pitch swing, foul over the first base side. Also in the lineup for North Greenville, the second baseman Haley Gray in that flex position. So we'll see when Coach Hull looks to use her. The 0-1 on the way from Williams. Misses outside, ball one. 2 outs already for Williams. And it's Milam trying to keep things going here in the bottom of the second for North Greenville. Williams on the 1-1. Down low for ball two. It's a 2-1 count now to Milam. Here's the pitch. This one jammed her up inside, fouled off to the third base side. Will even the count up at 2-2. And now Williams has a chance to get out of the inning. Two-two count to Milam from Williams. Here's the pitch. This one lifted to right center, hanging up there and caught by the right fielder for Belmont Abbey. That will retire the side for NGU. 3 up, 3 down for North Greenville here in the bottom of the second. Williams settling in nicely, and we'll head to the top of the third. No hits, no runs, and nobody left on base for NGU. Due up for Belmont Abbey in the top of the third will be the 8, 9, and 1 spot hitters. That is Rachel Pike, Allison Kennedy, and then back to the top of the order for Mackenzie Zenzel here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here on the North Greenville Sports Network, top of the third between Belmont Abbey and North Greenville. NGU leads it 1-0 right now. Rachel Pike leading things off for Belmont Abbey takes first pitch down low, ball 1. The 1-0 misses high and outside, ball 2 to Pike. Belmont Abbey in their last series split it with Mount Olive. Lost the first game 4-2 as a swing and a miss from Pike will put a strike on the board. 4-2 loss to Mount Olive in that first game. They took the second game 6-5. And that brought them here to Tigerville as this one is hit right to Johnson, but foul. So strike 2 against Pike. We'll make it a 2-2 count. Nobody out. Pike leading off the inning for Belmont Abbey. Gets ready to face back off against Carson O'Donnell on the mound for NGU. Here's the pitch. This one lined into right, but foul. Pike hangs on with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Got her to chase this one up high, but Pike fouls it off. Count stays at 2-2. O'Donnell trying to retire the leadoff hitter for the top of the third for Belmont Abbey. Here's the pitch. Slow dribbler right back to O'Donnell at the mound. Throw to Herlong at first will retire Pike for the first out of the inning. So with one out, we'll head down the lineup to the catcher for Belmont Abbey, Allison Kennedy, number 4. After Kennedy, we'll head back to the top of the order for Belmont Abbey. As ball 1 misses outside from O'Donnell to Kennedy. O'Donnell gets ready to fire and misses up high for ball 2. Now the 2-0. This one gets in the zone for strike 1. We're making a 2-1 count to Kennedy. As Allison Kennedy looking for her first recorded hit for Belmont Abbey. Here's the pitch for Belmont from North Greenville, and it misses up high, ball 3. Kennedy has appeared in 5 games and has gotten 5 at-bats. This is her 6th as she chases this one for strike 2. Full count to Kennedy from O'Donnell. 1 down. This one fouled off to the first base dugout. Kennedy hanging on with a 3-2 count. So here's the payoff again. This one misses up high from O'Donnell, and Kennedy will walk. Now we're back to the top of the order for Mackenzie Zenzel. O'Donnell able to find the zone on the first pitch to her, strike 1. Zenzel on the year for Belmont Abbey, batting a solid .306. Her second at bat for the game today. O'Donnell on the 0-1, tries to get down the bunt. She will. They'll have to play it first, and they will retire Zenzel over there. That'll be the second out for Belmont Abbey. Runner now at second with Brooke Pegram, center fielder for Belmont Abbey. Will come up for her second at bat. O'Donnell fires and misses outside, ball 1. The 1-0 fouled off to the backstop, strike 1 against Pegram. Two outs for O'Donnell, but she has a runner to contend with at second. Here's the pitch. Called strike 2 to Pegram. Now here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss from Pegram will retire her as the third out. She'll go down swinging to O'Donnell, and that will retire the side for Belmont Abbey. They leave one stranded at second. No runs, no hits. That was a walk that was issued to Kennedy.
Early in this game, it's obvious that Belmont Abbey is getting their bats in. A lot more pitches being thrown by North Greenville than the Belmont Abbey pitcher, and I have not seen anybody warming up in the bullpen as of yet, but they're going to have to start looking at something building here very soon. She appears to have her arm starting to get a little bit tired.
We should be back to the top of the order for North Greenville in the bottom of the third. It'll be Kilman, Rivers, and Johnson due up here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Greer Kilman will lead things off for North Greenville here on the North Greenville Sports Network. NGU leading Belmont Abbey 1-0 in a battle of the Crusaders here in Conference Carolinas action. Laura Williams on the mound for Belmont Abbey, fires a first pitch strike to start off the inning to Kilman. Kilman led off things for NGU back in the bottom of the first, singled her first time up. The 0-1 from Williams. Fouled off the top part of the bat from Kilman. She'll fall behind 0-2. Here at the new softball field and the athletic side of the North Greenville University campus as this one bounces to the plate for ball 1. Newly christened Jan McDonald Field. Now the 1-2 to Kilman. Reaches out for it and called strike 3. She thought about it. It didn't go around. It was called strike 3. She'll go down looking. And Williams will pick up her second strikeout of the game. So one down for NGU. We'll move down to Kelsey Rivers. Ball 1 to Rivers. Got a sacrifice bunt down to move Kilman over to second, where she would eventually be scored by Megan Johnson, who is due up on deck for NGU. Next pitch on the way. This one, a chopper back to Williams, will flip it to first and retire Rivers for the second out. The 2 outs, nobody on for North Greenville. Megan Johnson singled her last time up and scored Kilman. That is the only run so far of this game. She chases a pitch up high for strike one. Two down and an 0-1 count to Johnson. Here's the pitch from Williams. Fouled off, up again high in the zone. Johnson falls behind 0-2. Now here's the 0-2. Reaches out for it right to first, and that will retire the side for NGU. So 3 up, 3 down again for North Greenville. That's the second straight inning. And we'll have to flip it over to the top of the fourth. Due up for Belmont Abbey. It'll be the shortstop Thompson, the DH Reisenauer, and the third baseman Sloan McPeak due up next for Belmont Abbey here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here on the North Greenville Sports Network in the top of the fourth between Belmont Abbey and North Greenville. NGU with a 1-run lead. That is the difference right now. Carson O'Donnell on the mound. Fires a first pitch strike to Selena Thompson. O'Donnell right back to work. Gets her to chase that one. Good break on that one. We'll put Thompson behind 0-2. And this one swung on foul down the first base side. Thompson hangs on. Down, no balls, 2 strikes. Thompson batting .348 for Belmont Abbey. Fires at this one and fouls it off. .0-2 count to Thompson. O'Donnell fires. And again, Thompson able to foul it off. The 0-2 again. This one up high for a ball. I'll make it 1-2. Here's the pitch. This one lifted high towards right field, but gets pushed by the wind out of play. So Thompson proving a tough customer, batting leadoff here in the top of the fourth. O'Donnell fires again. This one into play to Lee and right and foul. So we'll try again, count 1 and 2 to Thompson, nobody out. Thompson pulls back, swings and misses at it up high. And O'Donnell wins the duel. First out of the inning for Belmont Abbey. O'Donnell, since the top of the second, has at least struck out one batter an inning. Now she'll face the fourth spot hitter, strike 1 to Jenna Reisenauer, who was batting .358 for Belmont Abbey on the season. Swings at this pitch, lines it past Rivers at short, and to Farmer in left, and she'll get aboard with a one-out single to left. Belmont Abbey going to make a change here. Pitch runner comes on. I'll send Reisenauer back to the dugout. I'll also bring up number 8, third baseman today for Belmont Abbey, Sloan McPeak. Takes ball 1 outside from O'Donnell. Runner on first with 1 out. Here's the 1-0 to McPeak. Make it 2-0 as this one misses down low. It's Alexandra Saldivar over at first, pitch running for Reisenauer. Here's the 2-0. This one misses outside, 3-0. Here's the 3-0. And O'Donnell right down the middle for strike 1. Still 1 out. Now here's a 3-1. This one well hit into center and past Kilman. And Belmont Abbey gets tangled up. Saldivar looked like she thought it might have been caught. And that extra base opportunity will get away from her. She can only move up to second. As McPeak is aboard at first now, still 1 out. Now 2 base runners for O'Donnell, and they will have an infield mound visit.
Still no one warming up in either bullpen right now. North Greenville definitely had a lot more pitches in this game than Belmont Abbey. And I think they're going to have to get somebody warming up pretty quick here.
O'Donnell will have to face Danny Marietta up next. McPeak will get credited for a single to center. Now O'Donnell with 2 on, 1 out. Misses outside to Marietta for ball 1. Marietta last time up got a single. And she'll lift this one into shallow left. Rivers tracking it in foul territory and will retire her in foul territory for the second out. The North Greenville defense needed that out. That'll put 2 up on the board. 2 base runners still on at first and second for Belmont Abbey. And now Lauren Clifford stands in the box. O'Donnell fires. Strike 1 to Clifford. Clifford last time up flew out to Haley Gray at second. The 0-1. Off the end of the bat, foul down the third base side. And O'Donnell jumps ahead in the count 0-2. O'Donnell winds and fires. Got her to chase it down low. Strike 3. Clifford will go down swinging on strikes. And that will leave 2 stranded and retire the side for Belmont Abbey.
Possible pitching change this next inning coming up for North Greenville. They do have somebody warming up in the bullpen now. No sense of urgency, but they're getting ready, I believe.
So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on for Belmont Abbey. In a close ball game, 1 run is a difference. It's in North Greenville's favor right now. They lead Belmont Abbey 1-0. Due up for NGU in the bottom of the 4th, we'll have Kate Lee, Morgan Herlong, and Jordan Farmer up next here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Lori Williams back on the mound for Belmont Abbey here now in the bottom of the 4th. North Greenville leading Belmont Abbey 1-0. First pitch strike from Williams to Kate Lee, the right fielder today for NGU. Lee doubled her last time up in the bottom of the 1st as this one bounces to the plate for ball 1. So Lee already 1 for 1 today. Lee sits at a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. This one rolls to the plate again. Ball 2 from Williams. Two-one count. Here's the pitch. Lee swings at this one, fouls it high over the first base side for strike 2. I'll make it a 2-2 count to Lee, batting leadoff here in the bottom of the 4th. North Greenville leads it 1-0. Here's the pitch. Lee lifts this one into left center field, going back, and it'll bounce over the fence for a ground rule double. Kate Lee, back-to-back doubles and her two at-bats for today. She'll be the runner at second with nobody out, and Morgan Herlong up to bat. First pitch on the way, tries to lay down a bump, pops it up and caught. And so Hairlong is retired on one pitch. Popped it up off the top part of her bat. And that's the first out for NGU. Runner still on second, and Jordan Farmer now up to bat. Farmer takes ball one up high from Williams. Now here's the 1-0. Called strike one to Farmer. The 1-1 to Farmer. This one lifted high into right center field, hanging up there and caught by the right fielder for Belmont Abbey. That's Rachel Pike making the play out there in right. Second straight out for NGU. Lee still standing on second. And here in the bottom of the fourth, it's going to come down to Carson O'Donnell to try and bat her in. First pitch to O'Donnell. Down low for ball one. One 0 count. Here's the pitch. That one finds the zone. Strike one to O'Donnell. Here's the 1-1. Checks her swing, but it's called strike two. 2 outs for Williams. And she has O'Donnell behind in the count 1-2. Lee at second. Here's the 1-2 to O'Donnell. Called strike three. Called her looking, and that will retire the side for NGU. So after Lee gets another leadoff double, North Greenville goes down 3 straight for those 3 outs. That will bring us through 4 innings. We'll head to the top of the 5th. North Greenville leading Belmont Abbey 1-0 here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here on the North Greenville Sports Network, we're through 4 innings. 3 more to go. NGU leading Belmont Abbey 1-0. Carson O'Donnell on the mound for North Greenville. And the first pitch fouled off down the first base side for strike one to Rachel Pike leading off this inning for Belmont Abbey. So there in the top of the 5th, it will be Pike, Kennedy, and back to the top of the order for Zenzel. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for Pike. Will put her behind in the count 0-2. O'Donnell fires the 0-2. Slow roller to second. Gray to Hairlong at first for the first out. So 1 down for Belmont Abbey. The 9th spot hitter, Allison Kennedy, is due up next as Belmont Abbey's coach comes over and talking with the umpire.
Still activity in both bullpens. I expect a pitching change here very soon.
Looks like we will have a pinch hitter for Belmont Abbey. O'Donnell fires. This one fouled back. Strike one. The 0-1 misses outside for ball one. It looks like number 7, Anna Mixa, as O'Donnell hits her. And that will give a free base to, number 7, Anna Mixa will be aboard here with one out. So we'll head back to the top of the order. Zenzel will be up for Belmont Abbey. Grounded out back to the pitcher O'Donnell, her last time up in the top of the third. We'll get a chance here with one out and a runner on first. O'Donnell fires outside, ball one. We'll work the 1-0. And she's able to lay off that one. We'll run the count to 2-0. Here's the 2-0. This one well hit into left field past Rivers, and that will be a one-out single for Zenzel. Mixa holds at second, and that will put two aboard for Belmont Abbey. And Belmont Abbey in action here in the top of the fifth. Runners on first and second. This one lifted high and over the third base dugout, foul by Brooke Pegram. Pegram struck out swinging her last time up in the top of the third. O'Donnell fires. This one lifted into left center, right to Farmer for the second out of the inning. Runners forced to hold for Belmont Abbey, still at first and second, now with two outs. We'll have Selena Thompson, the shortstop for Belmont Abbey, dig in. Thompson also struck out swinging her last time up. O'Donnell fires. Inside, but called strike one to Thompson. Here's the pitch from O'Donnell. Went around after it. Strike two to Thompson. O'Donnell with a chance to end the inning. Fires the 0-2. Slow dribbler to second. Haley Gray flips it to her long will. Get Thompson just in time to retire the side for Belmont Abbey. So they will leave two stranded at first and second after the start to what might have been a promising inning. They leave two on after getting a hit and a batter on after one was hit by a pitch.
This is the time for North Greenville to step up with their bats now. I believe that they're possibly going to get that pitching change. They've moved out of the bullpen. So looks like it's time to start switching the order a little bit and getting some bats heated up.
So North Greenville still leads at 1-0 over Belmont Abbey. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. Due up for NGU. It will be Roach, Milam, and then back to the top of the order for Kilman here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Here in the bottom of the fifth, North Greenville leading Belmont Abbey 1-0. Laura Williams still on the mound for Belmont Abbey as this one's lifted high in the left field, trailing foul, and it will be. Morgan Roach at the plate for NGU. Williams fires the 0-1, swung on right to short by Roach. Play at first will be good, and Roach will go down, grounding out to short. So one out already for Belmont Abbey. We'll bring it to number 3, that will be Morgan Milam. Swings at the first pitch, lifts it into center field, hangs up there, and a diving catch made by the center fielder for Belmont Abbey. So 2 quick outs. And then we'll switch it back to the top of the order for Greer Kilman. So far, Williams only needed 3 pitches to get 2 outs. And we're back to the top of the order. And Kilman singled back in the bottom of the first, then struck out looking in the bottom of the third. Williams fires the first pitch. Strike 1 to Kilman. Good play out in center by Belmont Abbey's Brooke Pegram for that second out. Now here's the 0-1. This one, chopper foul off the very, very bottom part of the bat. And we've got a pitch hitter here for North Greenville. Switching in for Kilman is number 12, Brittany Kimbrough. She's behind 0-2, takes a ball outside for ball 1. So Kimbrough at the plate behind 1-2 with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. This one lifted high into right field, hanging up there in foul territory and caught to retire the side by Rachel Pike. So North Greenville unable to get anything going here in the bottom of the fifth. They go 3 up, 3 down, and we'll turn it over to the top side of the 6th inning. And Belmont Abbey still very much in this, only down a run. North Greenville leads it 1-0. Due up for Belmont Abbey, it'll be Reisenauer, McPeak, and Marietta up next here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Into the top of the 6th between North Greenville and Belmont Abbey. NGU leads at 1-0. Carson O'Donnell on the mound right now for NGU. First pitch swing and a miss from Reisenauer to get us started. Reisenauer has struck out swinging today and got her first hit back in the top of the fourth, single to left. As she swings and misses again, O'Donnell jumps ahead in the count 0-2. Here's the 0-2 on the way. Misses outside, ball one. Now the 1-2, got her to chase that one outside. Strike three, that will retire Reisenauer for the inning. First out for O'Donnell here in the top of the sixth will move us down to the fifth spot in the lineup for Belmont Abbey, Sloan McPeak. She has grounded back to the pitcher today for an out and got a single her last time up in the top of the fourth. O'Donnell misses outside, ball one for the first pitch. O'Donnell steps back up, fires the 1-0. And gets the call, strike one against McPeak. We'll sit at a 1-1 count. O'Donnell steps back up, she fires, and misses outside, ball two. Two and one the count now to McPeak with one down. Here's the pitch. Swings at this one up high in the zone and fouls it over the netting for strike two. Even count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And this will be O'Donnell's 100th pitch coming up right here. It's hit well into right field. Lee going back and bounces in fair territory, rolls into foul territory. Lee chasing after it as McPeak pulls up at second with a double. And the wind definitely affecting that one. A 1-out double for McPeak. That'll bring up Danny Marietta, who singled back in the top of the second and flew out to short her last time up. First pitch strike from O'Donnell will put her behind 0-1. That is the tying run at second for Belmont Abbey. Here's the 0-1. This one lifted high towards left. Rivers going after it in foul territory, and it's caught by Farmer on the run. Great job by Jordan Farmer over and left to get the second out in foul territory. Runner forced to hold at second. That's McPeak. That'll bring up Lauren Clifford. O'Donnell fires. Swing and a miss from Clifford for strike one. Clifford today has flown out to second and struck out swinging. Behind the count 0-1 with 2 outs. Runner at second for Belmont Abbey. Here's the pitch. This one hit well into left. Farmer going back for it and reaches up and can't get it. The tying run will come across for Belmont Abbey as Clifford will have an RBI double. The runner still at second for Belmont Abbey, but now the game tied at 1. Rachel Pike will dig in. O'Donnell fires. Misses down low, ball one. Pike today has grounded back to O'Donnell, the pitcher, and then grounded out to second her last time up. The 1-0 on the way. Right to Johnson at third. bends the knee to grab that one, and that will retire the side for Belmont Abbey. Not before the Crusaders from North Carolina. Belmont Abbey ties the game at 1, courtesy of an RBI double from Lauren Clifford. We're now tied at 1 halfway through the 6th inning. North Greenville will look to retake the lead in the bottom half of the frame. Due up will be Kelsey Rivers, Megan Johnson, and Kate Lee for NGU.
Going to have to get those bats going now with the tie game. Both bullpens are empty, so it looks like they're going to go ahead and finish out the game with the starters.
So 2 innings left or 1.5 innings left in regulation. The bottom half of the 6th and then the 7th coming up here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Ready for the bottom of the 6th here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Pitching change for Belmont Abbey. Number 18 will be on the mound. That is Amelia Saldivar. Rolls the first pitch for a ball to Kelsey Rivers here in the bottom of the 6th. Rivers in her last at bat, grounded back to the pitcher, as this one misses down low again, ball 2. So here in the first game, Laura Williams is done for the day. Saldivar fires. Low and inside, ball 3. Rocky start for her here in the bottom of the 6th. Williams will finish, going through 5 innings of work. Gave up only 1 run. As now a quick mound visit already around Saldivar. Mound visit will now break up for Belmont Abbey, trying to settle Saldivar down here in the bottom of the 6th. 3 pitches from her to start off the inning. All 3 of them have been down low for balls. It's a 3-0 count to Kelsey Rivers. Here's the pitch. This one right down the middle for a strike to Rivers. Will make the count 3-1. Now here on the 3-1, Rivers hits this one foul right to the catcher in the bullpen for Belmont Abbey. It'll count as a strike, but good play over there by the bullpen catcher. Full count now to Rivers, 3-2. Here's the payoff. Rivers lifts this one high into foul territory and caught for the first out of the inning by the first baseman, Lauren Clifford. We're tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. North Greenville trying to retake the lead with 1 out. We'll have Megan Johnson up to bat. Singled her first time up in the bottom of the 1st and then grounded out to first in the bottom of the 3rd. Ball 1 already to Johnson. There's Saldivar on the 1-0. Johnson lifts this one. It'll stay in the infield to third, and that will be caught by Sloan McPeak for the second out of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down for North Greenville so far. And with 2 outs, we'll have Kate Lee up to bat. And this might be where North Greenville gets the jump start. Lee in her 2 plate appearances today has doubled both times. Saldivar fires the first pitch. First pitch swing by Lee, lifts it into foul territory and over the dugout for strike 1. So here's the 0-1 from Saldivar. This one down low, skips away from the catcher for ball 1. Lee sets back in. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Lee fouls this one down the third base line, strike 2. 1-2 count now with 2 outs, and Saldivar looking to get out of the inning. Saldivar with the advantage right now, fires, and misses down low, ball 2. Lee hangs on with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3 on the inside edge, and that will retire the side for NGU. 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll head to the final inning of regulation. See if Belmont Abbey can make the comeback. They've tied it at 1 last inning, and in the top of the 7th, we will have a 9th spot hitter. It was Allison Kennedy, but Belmont Abbey went for a pitch hitter in Anna Mixa. We'll have to wait and see who comes up for Belmont Abbey, but it will be the 9, 1, and 2 spot hitters for Belmont Abbey here in the top, coming up in the top of the 7th on the North Greenville Sports Network. It'll be Catherine Starnes leading things off here for Belmont Abbey in the top of the 7th. Last chance for either team to end it in regulation before we go to extras. So it will be Starnes, Zenzel, and Pegram up for Belmont Abbey here in the top half of the 7th. Carson O'Donnell still on the mound for North Greenville. fires a first pitch strike to Starnes. Starnes for Belmont Abbey, batting .157 on the year. The 0-1, down low for a ball. O'Donnell steps back on. Here's the 1-1. Called strike 2. Here's the next pitch. Got her to chase it up high for strike 3. Starnes will go down swinging for the first out. And we'll switch it back to the top of the order and Mackenzie Zenzel. Zenzel, her last time up, got a single. And she takes ball 1 high and inside. The 1-0. Fouled off the end part of the bat for strike 1. Count now at 1-1 with 1 out. O'Donnell steps up and fires. Misses up high for ball 2. Here's the 2-1. This one lifted into right field, make it shallow right. Lee comes up and makes the play. Zenzel flies out to Lee in right for the second out of the inning. Now with 2 down, nobody on for Belmont Abbey. It'll be Brooke Pegram stepping up to bat. Pegram, her last time up, flew out to Farmer over in left. O'Donnell deals, misses up high, ball 1. Now here's a 1-0. Swing and a miss from Pegram for strike 1. The 1-1 from O'Donnell. Another swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Pegram. O'Donnell deals again. And the short swing fouled down the third base side as Pegram will hang on with a 1-2 count with 2 outs. O'Donnell today, so far through 6 2/3 innings, has allowed 6 hits, 1 run that was earned, has walked 1 batter and struck out 7. Looking for another here on the 1-2. This one chops foul down the first base side. Belmont Abbey with the only pitching change of the first game here so far in this doubleheader. Laura Williams went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run that was earned, walked no batters, and struck out 3. As it's Pegram grounding out down the first base side. That will retire the side for Belmont Abbey. And North Greenville will have one last chance to end this in regulation in the bottom of the 7th. And it will come down to Morgan Herlong, Jordan Farmer, and Carson O'Donnell due up in the bottom half of the 7th for NGU here on the North Greenville Sports Network.
North Greenville coming to bat now. Score tied 1-1. Let's see if we can get those bats going. Get this game over in regulation.
We'll start with the first baseman for NGU, Morgan Herlong. Herlong today grounded out to first and has flown out to first as well. Herlong digs in, facing Saldivar. Called strike, inside edge. The 0-1. Down low and inside. Ball one to Herlong. Herlong on the season hitting .289 with 3 home runs. The 1-1. Misses downstairs, ball 2. We'll wait on the 2-1. Here's the pitch. Got her to chase it up high, but she caught a piece of it and fouled it off. Strike 2 against Herlong. It'll be a 2-2 count, nobody out. Here's the pitch. This one misses down low. It'll be a full count to Herlong. With nobody out. Here's the payoff to Herlong. She swings at it and hits it foul. Hard hit ball toward the Belmont Abbey dugout, stays out. And we'll try again with a 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. And she'll pop this one up over the screen, foul. Herlong still alive with a full count. Here's the pitch. And she'll foul this one off straight back. Herlong making a fight of it against Saldivar. A tied ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. This will be the last inning of play if North Greenville should be able to score. Here's the pitch. This one, a slow roller right to third, but foul.
She's definitely doing everything she can to keep the bat alive.
Umpire gets set again. Here comes Herlong back into the box. Saldivar winds and fires. And Herlong pops this one up again, foul over the third base side. Herlong taking a multiple pitch at bat. Here's the next one. And this one popped up and fouled straight back again. Twelve pitches already through to Herlong. This will be the 13th, a 13 pitch at bat. This one on the way. And we'll have to go 14, fouls it over the third base side. Count still 3-2. Here's the next one. And Herlong gets this one the right way, trailing in foul territory, but the wind pushes it out. That's going to be another tough factor. The wind has been blowing in all game, the American flag pointing straight toward home plate. And so if Herlong is going to try and end this game with one swing, that's going to be a tough one. She's proving a tough customer against Saldivar. And she'll hit this one well into left field, but it goes foul. Had the power on it, just not the angle. Still trying here at a full count. Saldivar against Herlong. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 4. And a multiple pitch at bat for Herlong. She finally wins the battle and walks. And they will switch in a pitch runner, number 11, as Tracy Howell will come in to run from first. And according to the live stats, for all those pitches, I had the wrong batter. It was Emily Murphy that was fighting so hard. Now it's Jordan Farmer up to bat. She takes ball 1 up high. Now the 1-0 to Farmer. Trying to lay down the bunt. She'll get it down. Here comes Howell up to second. They'll get Farmer at first. And now North Greenville will put a runner in scoring position. Might have another pitch hitter for NGU. Howell at second. Looks like number 1, Shayna Finley. Here's the pitch. Called strike 1. And it is pitch hitting for the pitcher O'Donnell. It will be Shayna Finley. Finley behind 0-1 with 1 out. Tries to get down a bunt. This bunt will be successful as well. Howell to third, and they will just get Finley at first for the second out. So Finley able to sacrifice Howell over to third. And now at 2 outs, it's crunch time for both teams. Belmont Abbey with 2 outs, but having to deal with Howell over at third. Morgan Roach digs in and takes strike 1 inside. Trying to end the game here in 7. Saldivar fires. And ball 1 inside. One count to Roach. Howell over at third. Here's the pitch. This one hit well into left, but foul. That'll put her behind 1 and 2. Belmont Abbey trying to send it to extras. North Greenville trying to end it here. With 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 from Saldivar to Roach. Off the bat to third. They'll try and get Roach at first, and they say they pulled her off the bag. And that is the ball game. So Belmont Abbey had the play, but the throw from the shortstop, Thompson, pulled Clifford off the bag just enough so that Howell could score from third, and North Greenville wins it in 7, 2-1 over Belmont Abbey. North Greenville will improve to 16-12 overall. They'll pick up a crucial conference win heading down the stretch.
A great hard-fought game. A lot of good defense. Not a whole lot of batting. Is more foul balls seen than most games. But the North Greenville Crusaders, on the Crusader side, has pulled off the victory. And they will regroup and reset the scores back to 0, and we'll get ready for game 2 in just a little while.
And Morgan Roach with the winning hit. Tracy Howell scores from third, and that's your ball game. Great pitching performances from both teams. North Greenville, the starter, went the distance. Carson O'Donnell went 7 innings, allowed 6 hits, gave up that 1 run. It was earned, walked 1, struck out 7. Belmont Abbey underwent the only pitching change for that game. Laura Williams and Amelia Saldivar saw action. Williams went through 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned, walked no batters, and struck out 3. Saldivar picked up from there and went an inning and 2/3, listed as allowed no hits, but gave up a run. It was not earned, walked 1 batter, and struck out another. So that's the pitching numbers for both teams. And we'll look to get set here for game 2 between North Greenville and Belmont Abbey. North Greenville will try to go for the sweep. Belmont Abbey will try and go for another series split. And the Battle of the Crusaders will continue here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Game 1 goes to NGU 2-1.